Hi, welcome to today's conversation. Jack and I are speaking about what to do if you have some secular people mixed into your Christmas dinner.
Okay, so you mean like atheists or agnostics, right?
Yeah,
Like,
basically people who take Christ out of Christmas. They don't
yeah,
want Jesus involved in the Christmas dinner because this could be a touchy situation.
right. Okay, so can you give me a scenario here, like
Okay, a
we could talk about?
scenario. Okay, so let's say that the people hosting the party,
Hmm.
we'll use our names just to not offend anybody.
Hmm.
Uncle Jackie and stop looking at my paisley
I'm
scarf.
not
Yeah,
looking at your paisley scarf.
okay,
It's a wonderful paisley
okay.
scarf.
Well, maybe it'll be in your Christmas stocking. Okay,
That would
so
be nice.
Uncle Jackie and Aunt Christy are hosting the Christmas dinner. They have a couple of kids, and Jackie invites over his brother Mac. Or
Mm.
Mackie. They called him Mackie when he was young. So Mackie comes over. Mackie is a hardcore Catholic. Okay, Mackie
Yeah.
comes. He's already a little bit uneasy about going over to Uncle Jackie's for Christmas because he knows what he's getting into, but it's his brother, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
family.
so Mac and his wife Betty are
Hmm.
coming along to the dinner, and they're brood. How many kids? 10? I don't know. It's like,
Well, they're Catholic, right? So.
all right. Well, let's not make it like Bach style Catholic, okay? Let's just.
Bob wasn't Catholic.
He wasn't. He was
No,
pretty.
yes,
Oh,
yeah.
how disappointing. What did he have? 30 kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Picasso was Catholic.
Ah.
Okay, but I think he only had 7. Okay, that's not important. So
Okay, yeah, let's not get into that.
okay, so they go over to Uncle Jackie's home, and the meal begins. And here's the first awkward part because it's time for a prayer.
Well, the thing is that Jackie is the host, right?
Yeah,
Jackie and Christy are the hosts.
yeah.
So you can't really come over as a Catholic and say like, okay, guys, now you have to pray,
No,
right? Because you're not the host.
but you cannot have Christmas dinner without saying a prayer.
Well, you can say a prayer.
Yeah, but what about all of your kids? You're giving the example for your kids. You have to say your prayer. That's
Well,
it.
you can tell your kids they have to say their prayer too.
Yeah, but you mean to yourself? Who
Everyone,
says a prayer?
well, everyone in your family can say it to themselves at the table.
I think that it's. I think not. I think that Jack and Matt. Hopefully, they don't get into a fight. But I think that Jack has to say, or Mac has to say. Max the
Mhm.
Catholic. Mac has to say, "Sorry, Jack, but we cannot eat without. We have to. We have
Yeah,
to
that's
say."
good. Yeah,
Okay, and then maybe Uncle Jackie sits early.
yeah, or he might consider continue talking with other people, and then in that case, you can just say the prayer over everyone else talking.
Okay,
Right, that's it.
and then you can hope for some divine assistance.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
okay. So we get over this first hump, and now there's a little bit of tension, right?
Right.
And then comes the second hump because everybody eats, they enjoy the meal, then the kids get up and they go to hopefully not
Hmm.
play on their telephones. They go to play a board game, a
Uh-huh.
nice old fashioned board game. Okay,
Yeah.
and the parents are around the table, and then the issues start coming up. So we probably would start in with politics. And now Uncle Jackie uses maybe he uses Trump or some other person that he decides uses the word Christianity a lot
Hmm.
to point out how contradictory Christians are, and this is why he wants nothing to do with Christianity whatsoever.
Hmm.
So awkward situation, right? Because we have and not an untypical situation. So
Right.
so the real question is
Uh-huh.
because conversations are often going to come to this
Yeah.
because it's the more interesting kind of stuff.
But you just have to defend your point of view,
So
right?
there are some
I mean,
people who think you should not talk about religion or politics at the dinner table, but right now we're sort of in the after dinner.
mhm.
What do you think? Should be people talk about religion and politics when they know that they're mixing with company who, yeah, where it's going to be problematic or not?
Well, it's probably not quite the polite thing to do,
Hmm.
right? Because the dinner is perhaps supposed to be about coming together
Hmm.
and not creating a debate, you know.
Right.
Um, However, if someone brings up such a topic
Uh-huh.
and keeps going on about it, you can't really just ignore it and say like, "Yeah, you're right. Let's calm down now,"
Right.
right? Because they're not right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, what you could do, depending on the situation, because maybe it's awkward, maybe it's not.
Hmm.
If you see that it's going to be really awkward, you could also just say, "Oh, I have a lot to say about this, but I'll tell you later."
Okay.
Right, and
Yeah,
then you
that
just
works.
approach that person after dinner
Yeah.
in a different context
Uh-huh.
and keep talking about it.
Right. Okay, so you're saying you don't want to put the person off, but you're saying like maybe we delay a little bit and speak
Yeah,
about this later.
right.
And what about because I think sometimes it's impossible to avoid, right?
Mhm.
These kinds of conversations. Um, and you often see that somebody starts to lose their sense of humor, or they start to lose their cool
Mhm.
in these kinds of conversations as well.
Right.
And that's the time where you really need to take the hint and let the other person
Yeah,
save face or cool down a little bit. But most importantly, you have to not lose your sense of humor, and you
absolutely.
can't get it into your mind that you have to be right at this instant. And
Right.
because actually bringing somebody over to see something in your way takes a little bit of
Mhm.
time.
Right.
It's certainly not going to happen in the night,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
So it is about keeping your cool too.
Mhm.
But I think that um it's not really correct either to feel like you have to avoid subjects.
No, you don't have to avoid them. You just have to be careful of how you approach them.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, so it depends how you say something.
Mhm.
But I think you shouldn't live in a way where you think that you have to avoid every single topic
Mhm.
because it might offend somebody. Because right now, it doesn't matter what you say or what you eat or what you do. Somehow, you're still going to offend somebody, right?
Right.
I mean, basically, sooner or later, people are going to know how you are, and they're either going to accept you how you are or they're not.
Right.
Right. So if you walk around with a facade on,
Mhm.
then actually you become quite boring company.
Of course. The question is just, if you, as a Catholic, if you become really argumentative at the dinner table about
Uh-huh.
this, you risk to just turn people away from it even more.
Right.
Right.
As opposed to having a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so our conclusion is sense of humor.
Sense of humor and approach things with wisdom and with patience.
Hmm.
And when things get really hairy, put them off until a more appropriate time.
Put them off
That's
and,
it.
and let the other person save face.
Right.
Right. You have to let them.
But don't either give up
No, don't give up.
or try to hide your faith.
No, because when I have tried to not hide my faith, but not said something in the past at a meal that I really wanted to say,
Right.
and instead of coming home and feeling happy, I feel like I've shortchanged myself and shortchanged Jesus.
Right.
I mean, after all, it's his birthday, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. So it does make you seem pretty absurd if you organize a birthday celebration, but you don't actually want to celebrate that person you're organizing a birthday for.
Well, I do have to say I'm happy that we haven't gotten to singing "Happy Birthday."
That gives me an idea for the.
Okay, well, leave us some comments if you have something to say about your Christmas dinner and how you navigate through these rough waters with family members that maybe see something a little bit differently than you do. And
If you have any other questions or topics you'd like us to cover, then just let us know as well, and we will in a future video.
thanks for watching.
Thanks so much.